guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be on a topic that I have touched base in a couple of my videos that kind of plays a role in my infertility, I think anyway, and that is my rheumatoid arthritis. I'm going to be telling you my rheumatoid arthritis story. I'm filming on my iPad today because I went to go film this and my camera battery was dead, so we're going back old school and doing the iPad for today's video. So I hope that's okay. So let's just dive right on into the video. So I was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis when I was about 2.5 years old. What I'm about to tell you from when I was a child, I'm just relaying from my parents because I obviously don't remember everything that happened when I was little because I just don't have a memory of it. So I'm just relaying it from what pretty much my mom has told me. So there was one morning I woke up and my knee was really swollen and she kind of thought it was weird. So she kind of kept an eye on it for a couple days. And then one day I fell down our porch steps and I'm pretty sure it was because my knee, I don't know if it gave out or if it locked up and I tripped, but something with my left knee, that's where it all started, caused me to fall down the stairs. So we made an appointment with my family doctor and we went in and he took one look at it and he sent me right up to the Children's Hospital in Chicago because we live in Illinois, so that was the closest children's hospital to us. So my parents went ahead and booked an appointment up at the Children's Hospital and they did diagnose me with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. So that's where this whole journey started. I was 2.5 years old. So I don't really know what it's like to live without arthritis because I've had it my entire life. I'm going to be 27 in 2 months and so I pretty much had it my whole life. So that's when all the medications started. I got put on this one medication. I don't remember, what is the name of it? I think it was like sulfasalazine or something like that. If that's not the right medicine, I'll link it or I'll put like a little bubble here that says what it's called. But this medicine I did not react to very well. It made my skin very sensitive. And to this day, I still have sensitive skin. Now, obviously, I'm a redhead, and I have very pale skin. But this medicine, when I was on it, I would step out into the sun, and my nose would instantly pretty much like blister. But I had to stay on it, and I stayed on that pretty much the entire time. I was put in a knee brace because I was having such a hard time walking. My parents would have to carry me around. They would have to put me in and out of the bathtub. I couldn't do it on my own. And now that I'm an adult, I can't even fathom the pain that my parents went through seeing their child in that much pain. You know, I'm not a mother yet, but I can't imagine seeing my child not be able to walk at 2 years old because of a disease they developed. It's just, it's so heartbreaking. So I just can't imagine, what they went through. I had to put like a lift in my shoe. It's like this little thing. It's called a lift and it's like a thickness that goes in your shoe to help keep your knee like stable. I had to do a lot of stuff when I was little. After I got put on medication and everything was going good. And at around 6 years of age, they decided to drain the inflammation out of my knee. I'm not going to go into detail on how that works because it's disgusting. I still have it done today as an adult. But they drained it, and from the age of 6 until I was about in junior high, I think it's when I started getting active in sports, I was in remission. I didn't have to be on any medication. I wasn't, from what I remember, in any pain. I actually have a picture that my mom took of me like throwing my medication out. If I can find that, I will insert a picture of that right here. But once I hit puberty and started being active, I noticed that I was becoming in a lot more pain than I had ever been. So we decided to make an appointment with my rheumatologist in the town or in the city near us. It wasn't Chicago. I just started seeing a local rheumatologist, and we got me back in, and he confirmed that I was out of remission and that my arthritis was active again. It was in my left knee. That's where it started. It had spread to my right knee, and I also have a form of rheumatoid arthritis. It developed from juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, which is what they diagnose children with, to full-on rheumatoid arthritis as an adult, even though I was still a teenager. And it's also in my jaw. And so I have a form of TMJ and rheumatoid arthritis. And what it is doing in my jaw is it deteriorating the bones away in my jaw, which makes me look... I've always been really self-conscious of my double chin. And part of it I know is because I'm overweight now, but even when I was not overweight, I still kind of had it, and it's because my jawline has been pushed backwards because of the bone deterioration. So if you didn't know I was self-conscious about that, now you know. But yeah, so I had it in my left knee, my right knee, and my jaw, and those were the 3 areas that it affected. That day when I went back to see my rheumatologist, we talked about some different medications he could put me on. These are the medications that he decided would be best fit for me. That same day, he also drained my knee, my left knee. My right one, this is kind of how it went. My left one was always super stiff, but my right one was the one that was in pain. So he drained, I don't remember which one. Maybe it was was it my right one or I think it was my left one, because it was the first that we had been hearing that my right one was hurting. So that day he drained one of my knees. I don't remember which one. So my rheumatologist put me on some medication to help with the bone deterioration and the pain. And what he put me on was methotrexate, which is actually a low dose of chemotherapy. It's what they actually give cancer patients. They also used to use it as, this is going to be really like harsh, but they still do use it today for like miscarriages, to get your body to miscarry the rest of the way. They used to use it for like abortion. I don't know if they still do that. That was my main medication that I was on. And then they also put me on the Enbrel injection. And together, those medications really helped. I was not in pain all throughout high school, into my college years. You know, if I would go on a walk, I would be in a lot of pain, but it wasn't anything like unbearable. I would just ice it and I would be fine. So the medication really did help me. So fast forward to end of summer, early fall of 2016, Matt and I wanted to start our family. And the methotrexate, like I said, was used for abortion. It was used to continue to help if you had miscarried and nothing was happening. You know, that sometimes they still use it. I know they use it for like ectopic pregnancies, stuff like that. I had to be off this medication for 3 months. I had to get the medication completely out of my system before we could even start trying to conceive. So I went off that medication. I stayed on my Enbrel. And after the 3 months is when we started trying. So after we started trying, we obviously noticed that nothing was happening, and that's where my infertility journey started. And I almost wonder if my rheumatoid arthritis has something to do with it, because I'm very inflamed, especially not being able to be on my medications. So after being off of it, today is September 23rd of 2018. So I've been off my medication for 2 years now. And I'm having the worst flare-up I've ever had in my life. I've mentioned it in a couple of my past videos, but now my rheumatoid arthritis has spread from those 3 areas to this like elbow joint, and I'm pretty sure it's spreading to my spine because I can't be on any medication while I'm trying to conceive. They also, like I said, I had stayed on the Enbrel. My rheumatologist decided to take me off the Enbrel a year ago. So I've completely been off my medication for a year, but my main medication I have been off of for 2 years. And it's just really hard. I've also developed, so backing up a little bit. Sorry, this video is kind of all over the place. I'm trying to do a timeline of it. Started with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis. When I got older, turned into just regular rheumatoid arthritis. And now I also have psoriatic arthritis, which when you have arthritis, you can tend to get psoriasis or vice versa. And when I'm having my really, really, really bad flare-ups, my feet break out in these purple, disgusting welts, and it feels like you're walking on nails. It's the worst thing ever. So I've developed that. And I'm also kind of wondering, I'm actually going to talk to my doctor about this the next time I go back, but I'm also wondering if I'm starting to develop fibromyalgia, because sometimes the pain is so bad it just radiates down my entire leg or like my entire arm, and I've never had that before. And I just want to say, this disease is so hard, I feel like, for people to understand. Because just looking at me, you wouldn't be able to tell that I have an autoimmune disease, because that's exactly what rheumatoid arthritis is. It's an autoimmune disease. And the pain that I feel is unlike any pain I've ever felt in my life. And I feel like people sometimes kind of think I'm using it as an excuse. Like, you know, I can't just go on a walk anymore. My knee swells to the size of a softball because I'm not on any medication. I have been going back to the gym and doing the bike for about 45 minutes a night, just kind of getting it warmed up and getting it moving. Something that's not too difficult, because at this point even walking a lot is too difficult, and that's really been helping. I haven't been in as much pain lately, but it's just really hard. And I feel like now I'm on a timeline to when I have to get pregnant, because I can't keep letting my rheumatoid arthritis spread. And it's just a really frustrating situation to be in. I didn't really sit down and plan out this video. I kind of just sat down and started talking. So I'm sorry if this seems all like mumbo jumbo. But I kind of just wanted to sit down and film it, because I've touched base on my rheumatoid arthritis, but I haven't actually sat down and filmed my entire story on it. And I really do feel like it's playing a role in why we can't get pregnant, because my body is just so full of inflammation, and I know that inflammation is not good when you're trying to conceive. So if some of you are kind of confused as to what exactly rheumatoid arthritis is, I'll go ahead and tell you. So I'm just going to say RA stands for rheumatoid arthritis. RA is a serious autoimmune disease that affects the entire body. So it can affect joints. It can affect like your lungs, your organs, different stuff like that. Luckily, right now, the only kind that I have is affecting my joints, but I'm kind of scared that if I stay off it any longer, it's going to start affecting other areas of my body. RA can cause pain, inflammation, destruction, and deformity of any joint in the body, including the spine. And like I said, I think that it's starting to spread to my spine, which is, I'm very terrified of it doing that. It can affect and cause damage to internal organs such as the heart, lungs, spleen, and more. It can cause inflammation of the blood vessels, which is called vasculitis, which can involve the brain and cause other complications. And this part, when I read this, really scared me because I didn't actually realize this. So RA patients are prone to infections, anemia, depression, muscle wasting, oral health issues, and this is the part that really scared me. They have a shorter life expectancy. And I started bawling when I read that, because like, of course I knew that I was going to have trouble my entire life. I'm probably going to have to get both my knees replaced. I'm probably going to have other things done, but I didn't actually realize that I technically have a shorter life expectancy, and it's very scary. So that is my rheumatoid arthritis story. If you're someone struggling with rheumatoid arthritis and you want to, connect and talk to someone, I actually don't know anyone online in my personal life, no one who has rheumatoid arthritis. And it would be so nice to be able to connect with someone who does. Now that I've gone through my infertility journey, I've met so many people that are also going through it, and it's really been a coping method for me. So if you have rheumatoid arthritis, please reach out, because I literally know no one who has it. So leave some comments down below if you have this and you're struggling, or if you have any like natural remedies that help your rheumatoid arthritis, since I can't be on my medication. That would be very helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one.